So freaking camera mount ordered. Should come in tomorrow. So sorry about putting y'all down there again, but that's aside from the point. The bigger point being, what's the plan for freaking chess today, right? So I'm gonna keep it pretty straightforward, same as usual with the start of the workout for sure. 100% gonna be doing some incline bench press, then some flat, and then I don't know what we're doing after that. For tricep work, definitely some push downs. For shoulder work, definitely some type of lateral raise, but could be anybody's ball game after that. I know I got to do at least one other non-negotiable incline chest, kind of upper chest favored motion, just because I like to keep like 6 of my 8 or 9 chest sets pretty upper chest favored. And I've talked about that before, but trying to think more about the lift as a whole. I don't want to keep it super long because I'm a person that kind of needs my rest time in between sets, if you know what I mean. Um, but my workouts have been running a little bit long lately, and not because of volume, because I always keep under like 8 or 9 sets for my working muscle group. It varies based on the muscle group too. Like I'll move stuff around. I'll move shoulders around sometimes. I'll put, triceps around. Biceps I really only do on arms days. But yeah, I am going to be switching to LA Fitness maybe in a week or so, just because I prepaid for 4 weeks at this current gym that I'm going to. And I love the atmosphere. It's super awesome. Great place to work out. But I prepaid for 4 weeks because if I were to do 6 weeks, it would have been like $50 more, which is like for 2 weeks, that's not worth it. And my parents already go to LA Fitness for fun, so I might just hop on there. It's like an extra $10 a month if they add me to their membership, so kind of a no-brainer. Plus, I've been getting a lot of acne. Like I genuinely have like steroid acne, which is kind of funny to think about because I'm fully natural, unless you count creatine. But yeah, it's interesting for sure. Can't explain it, but if you were to get a little closer, you'd see I'm kind of breaking out in some places. I've got a bunch of acne here in my back. It's weird, man. It's weird, but we ball. We ball. I think my diet is the most fantastic right now, especially being on a bulk. It's a lot of sugar, so that definitely has an influence. A lot of dairy, that has an influence. Um, when I was on the cut, I almost never had dairy. I almost never had sugar. Had a lot of diet soda though. Oh man, yeah. If you guys ever have trouble, sticking on your cut, I got you. Like there are some tricks and hacks for sticking to your cut, and mainly I'm talking about cardio, consistent cardio. I'm talking about keeping diet soda in your house 24/7. I'm talking about not keeping any sugary drinks or sugary snacks or carbs in your house at all, unless it's like a Rice Krispie treat or two, because you like to have those pre-lift, which I do too. Not on leg day though, because then that like messes with my stomach. Um, or what's another good tip? Just drink more water too. Water and caffeine. I was having Ghost. I would have a lot of Ghost. I'd have a lot of just for the taste. A lot of diet soda. A lot of diet soda. There were times where my roommate woke up in college last semester, man, which was like, in the worst part of the cut, that was like 3 months ago, because I kind of eased off towards the end because I knew we were kind of tapering off. Like deep in the cut, I was losing like 1.5 pounds per week, I want to say, 1.2 to 1.4, which is pretty aggressive. Like that's like a 700 calorie deficit about. So yeah, pretty aggressive for a cut. But that's not the whole time. That's just a portion of it. But there were times, man, during college where, I say during college like I completed it, but no, it's not true. I say this like in the middle of the semester when I was deep in the cut. I would wake up in the middle of the night fiending for food, but luckily I didn't keep a lot of like tasty food in my house or in my dorm, because the dining hall's closed, and all I had in my dorm was meal prep. I'd keep like canned chicken and rice and Rice Krispie treats, but I kept a lot of diet soda at all times in there. So Diet Coke was like my main go-to. I didn't really know that there was other zero sugar drinks until recently. Like there's like Diet Dr. Pepper, which I'll have that from time to time just because it tastes good. Like I prefer the taste over a full sugar soda, or like Diet A&W. That's good too. But yeah, I would crack open a Diet Coke. There were like one or two times where in the middle of the night I would wake up wide awake, fiending for sugar. I'd be like, I'm gonna have a Rice Krispie treat, and I get up and go, no, I'm not, and I crack open a Diet Coke. And I think I woke up my roommate like once or twice because I'd like try to be really quiet about it, and he'd go, and he'd like sit up and he'd go. I'm like, no, dude, it's just me. It's just me. It's just me, dude. But yeah, dude, deep in the cut times. That's why. But it was an aggressive cut only because I don't do cuts that aggressive normally. It's only because my last bulk I went pretty soft, like softer than normal. So I think I was kind of undoing a bit of the fat damage that was done on the last bulk. The last bulk was not done very smart, which I've said that before. I wasn't very intelligent about that bulk. Also, when you're in Italy and you're trying to bulk, dude, you're just like everything's an excuse to eat. Like you're freaking out with your friends and you go to like an Italian dinner, and they're like, you track your macros and you track like 2,000 calories for dinner or something, and then they're like, because the Italians give you like 5 or 6 courses, and then they go, oh, you want dessert? And you go, I am bulking, might as well. Yeah. But I've talked about that before, watching all those Rich Piana videos before that bulk. But this one's a little bit different. This one, like, slow and steady is the name of the game. I think I'm nowhere near stopping the bulk, but I can see that we're, like, deep in it at this point. We're, like, actually in it. In the best part of it is what I'll call it, before we kind of ease off. But like I say before we ease off, but realistically, we're not going to start easing off for another like 2 or 3 months. So yeah, likely this growth phase is going to be probably like 200 days or something like that. It's going to be a long one. I'm probably not going to start or stop until the fall, a few months from now. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. But the goal is just to, throughout all of this, keep a relatively low body fat percentage for a natural. Still keeping visible abs to a certain degree. I think the mirror is really dictating a lot more than the scale right now, and it kind of will. But I'm freaking yapping 9 minutes into this little car talk. My bad, y'all. But let's crank some tunes. Let's get in there. Let's warm up. And then hit some freaking incline shot. I need to say freaking less. Sorry. Let me just say that. I need to say freaking less. I'm sorry. I don't say it that this much normally. I think it has something to do with the gym talk, because I really don't want to say the actual F word. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I'll do better. Sorry. All right, I'll stop yapping now. Let's get into the bench.
cima da sua vara, taca, taca, aqui em cima da sua vara. Taca em cima da sua vara, taca, taca, aqui em cima da sua vara. taca, taca de cima da sua vara, taca, taca, taca em cima da sua vara. Taca de cima da sua vara, taca, taca, taca em cima da sua vara.
All right, decent pump. I'm not going to complain. But there's some weird weakness going on in flat bench. Not really incline bench. Incline bench was pretty solid today. But no, flat bench was pretty weird. I had like 2 reps lost on almost every set, which I wouldn't call it fatigue because I was still making progress on my other lifts today. So, I don't know. The pump was still pretty solid, at least for triceps and side delts, but chest, I don't know if chest was fully there. It's okay. But, we did what we could to get it there. I didn't want to do more than 10 sets today. I did a little extra. I think what I'm likely going to start doing is cutting flat bench down to 2 sets of higher rep volume. Not higher rep, but like not 7 or 8 reps, just like 10 to 12 probably. And that way I'll be able to do an extra squeezing set later in the workout. Because right now I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 for bench, and then 7, 8 on the press, 9, 10. Shoot, I think I did like 11 sets today. I think I did like 11 sets today for chest, which it's a little more than normal, but I was really kind of chasing that pump, at least towards the end a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. I might lower volume just a little bit. I've noticed fatigue kind of accumulating, at least with chest. The one place I have not seen fatigue coming in is back. I really have not seen fatigue catching up to me on back. That's funny. It's normally chest day or arms or deadlift on legs. That's a big place where I see fatigue for me. But yeah, that was pretty much it. That was chest day. I think I might be due for a rest day, not like immediately, but soon. I can kind of feel just it catching up on me, and it's been like 12 days since I had a rest day. about 12. So make it 2 weeks, 2 or 3 more days, and then I'll take a rest day. Feels about right. I don't really ever do, like in the like spontaneous rest days, unless I really feel something off. I normally will do a rest day. I'll like plan it out because I'll know when fatigue starts accumulating. I'll like see it coming from a mile away, really. And it's not that I'm trying to push myself to the point of fatigue, like making my body tell me to take a rest day. Because a spontaneous rest day, in my opinion, is most of the time just poor planning. So, in my opinion, I like to plan them out when I do take them. And it's not a bad thing. Rest days, I will never dog on rest days as a bad thing. I just don't mess with taking a rest day as a kind of synchronous thing to do. It just I don't really vibe with it. You know what I mean? But in the future, yeah, we'll see. I'm going to keep it going, at least the split, as long as I freaking can, with this setup, as long as I can. I'm in a very non-busy time of my life right now, so I can kind of push volume, push intensity. I rest a lot of my day. So I'm not a super active person. I used to be, like, outside of the gym, but now I'm really allocating a lot of it to my workout and cardio. I didn't used to do cardio on the bike, actually, because I would, do, like, a year ago, I was doing tennis, 5 or 6 days a week for like 5 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day. So I was doing a lot of like kind of endurance kind of cardio for a while, and I just never had the energy to do the bike or some kind of other steady state cardio. It was just kind of extra for me. But, so I would say, we were talking about cut tips earlier. Definitely 100% be doing your cardio. And additionally, maybe ramp it up. If you do cardio currently and you're still not seeing results, do some more cardio. Try and find the time, obviously. I understand it can be hard to do 2 sessions of cardio in a day. But, some people just don't have the time, and I get it, for an hour of cardio. That makes sense to me. But me personally, when I was deep in the cut, I just had less sleep overall. I was getting like 8 hours, but it was like 12 p.m. to 8 a.m. And I would do my cardio for like an hour first thing in the morning. So I'd wake up at like 8, do an hour of cardio, go straight to my class. Simple as that. And I really would eat breakfast right after my first class of the day, and then have 2 more classes, lunch, etc. I had a bike for a little bit to get around campus, and I had a bike in Italy when I was studying there. And it's a lot harder, in my opinion. Biking is a lot harder in the city because even though it's like a lot less distance, like I live in a town that's pretty spaced out, but in Italy, when you live here, a mile seems like nothing. But when you live in Florence, Italy, a mile is like almost the entire length of the city, like the center of the city, like the central part. And I would have to go from one side of the central city to the other. So I was doing a mile to get to class and then a mile to get back on my bike. But the problem is it's not paved. It's like rocky. There's tourists everywhere. So it's a lot of stop and go. So it wasn't fully steady state cardio. And it wasn't an e-bike. It was like this little $100 from a used bike shop, little kind of commuter bike almost. But I'm going to quit yapping. That was chest day. Solid pump. It's been a long time since I had genuinely had a bad pump. And I wouldn't count today as one. I kind of take a lot of the good pumps for granted. And I think if you look at the cut, there were definitely some bad days there, just because, bad sleep, not carved up, that kind of stuff. But that's going to be it. I will catch you guys tomorrow.